Hey everyone, so I was checking out the Framer gallery today and I saw this page called Carbonable, and they have a very nice website overall. And when you scroll down, you have this text transition, like so, and then you keep on scrolling, and then basically at the end, it just changes the section. So this is one thing that I thought was pretty cool, but then I saw this website, and when you scroll, this thing comes from the side, stays like the viewport height, and then on the right side, you have this sticky section, and then these um, basically these icons move, right? And I thought that that was a pretty cool, experiment to do today in a tutorial. If you guys are interested in seeing how I would make this, please let me know in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to do so. But today we're going to be rebuilding something similar to this. And by the way, I always add the remix link to the description below if you want to check that out. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with building this. So we're gonna do this part, like I would say the hero this title or header section, scroll down, and then this comes from the side, boom, and then this pops up, and then it scrolls out. And as you can see, as it scrolls upwards or downwards, there's like this gradient, black gradient, that you can see kind of disappearing the elements. And we're gonna add that as well. So let's get started and let's do that. All right, so the first things that we have to do are take screenshots. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna go like this, go to Framer. I open a new file here. And let's just move this here to the left. And let's go back to our, so this is gonna basically start like this. And let's take a screenshot, perfect. That's kind of all we need, I would say. Right? It starts off like this, then goes to this bottom section. This comes from the left, and this comes from downwards, right? So this stays sticky. These are going to be different scroll sections. This is going to be one component with different variants, right? So in this case, he has 6. I'm just going to do 5. All right, and let's get started with building. And he also has these like lines. It looks pretty cool. We don't really need that right now, but let's just go ahead and start building this hero section. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add the different viewports. And I'm going to make this fill to this black color. And I'm going to add the text. So this is a header. And let's get this. And let's move him up here. Let's actually make it larger. So let's say it's like 64 pixels, maybe even more. And we can add like a Barlow as a font. Make it something like this, perfect. And let's make sure that this is set to fit content. This is set to fill. And we need a description text. So let's just duplicate this. Let's bring this down to about 24 pixels, maybe even less, maybe 16. And let's make this enter like a gray. And it wouldn't be all caps. We're gonna remove that. Let's just make sure that it's a gray. And let's use our lorem ipsum to generate maybe 2 sentences. So apply, boom. All right, perfect. Now we got these two. What we want to do is we want to add these into a stack. And perfect. Let's make this stack be centered. Let's make this also be centered. Let's make this fill. This is fill. Perfect. Let's put this median center aligned. This center aligned. And this stack can have a max width. Or actually, this is going to be the hero. And then we're going to add another stack, which is going to be the text stack. And the text stack is going to have a max width. Let's remove this. The text stack is going to have a max width, like as you see here. And then the hero stack is going to have the padding from the top and the sides. So let's do that. Let's put like 500 just to see. No, it has to be more. Yeah, maybe like 540. 540 should do the job. And we can even add some spacing. We can make it 20, or maybe we can make it even less, like 4. That looks good. And then let's add some padding at the top and bottom. So top maybe 120, bottom 120, right 60, left 60. Oh, bottom 120. There we go. And they have like this little pill or whatever you want to call it. So let's just do that. Let's give it like a blue color instead of an orange. This would be the title text. And let's set this to fit content. And let's give this a stack. And let's make sure that the stack is set to fit. Let's set this to fill. And fill. Okay, let's say that, okay, we want this not to be fixed. We want this to be fit content. There we go. And let's call this the text or title text. What do they have here? Declassified benefits. We can call this, like, for example, yeah, let's just leave it like this, whatever. Give some padding, maybe around 20 on the left and right, and top and bottom, like 12. And let's create a new style. I want to create like this blue. Maybe it can be like some sky blue, something like this. New style blue. Create, and then we can just add this fill like the blue but make it much lighter, like 20, and they have some type of thing here. We don't need to add that. Let's just add some nice border like so and put this on the top. So we got this nice hero section, and perfect. And we can even adjust this to be less, maybe 8 here, 8 here, and like 16 on the right and left. Perfect. All right, so we got that top part done. Now we have to do this bottom part. So the bottom part is going to be a little bit trickier because this is going to be like a component. So we want to just create the layout of the component. So we need to make a frame. And in this frame, we're going to have another. Well, let's do this text first. So we have a text. on the top and a text on the bottom. And for this, let's just make it this blue color. And the height is going to be basically, let's see, does this text change? Subscription, no, it stays the same. So only this is changing. So this whole thing doesn't need to be a component. Only this needs to be a component, right? It's like one stack that doesn't fit the content. It's like fixed. And then the icons start off all below this. And then once you scroll down, they come upwards. So that's going to be the only component. So we don't need a component here. This is going to be, let's give this a layout. Boom. And this is going to be a black text. And it's going to be called like service. And we need to duplicate this. It's going to be called benefit. And then in between these, well, we need this stack to be spaced between. So as you can see now, it goes to the very bottom, and we need some padding. So we can add some padding like so. And then in here, we would need this component. So let me just do that by making a perfect square. It would be like this size. And in this perfect square, we need several icons. So let's just look for this icon. And let's look for material icon. Make it larger, like so. And we're gonna make it outlined. And we're gonna make it like we're gonna start off with like a pencil. So we have a pencil or payment. Why not? So this is gonna be a black color. And what we can do is we can make this the blue color for now. Eventually it can be without a color. It's also fine. And let's make this a component. Let's call this like icon switcher. So icon switcher. So this is going to be fixed height. And let's duplicate this. So it's 5. And I'm going to bring it back. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This one is going to be another icon. Bike pedal. So I set this down maybe 180, right? We're gonna have to rename these things. So this is gonna be 1, this is gonna be 2, rename 2, rename 3. So we're gonna rename all of these different layers. And I want to give them like a same type of distance, but I don't really want to do all that manual work. So I want to try to see if we can come up with a way to select all of these. And perfect, there we go. I had to click this button. So I wonder how it would look like. So no, I don't want to stretch them out. I want them to have a type of gap between each other. And maybe what we can do is we can add a stack to this. Like so. Perfect. So we add a stack and it has some type of gap. And each one of these, let's set the color to white. And then what we would want to do is set different variants. So this would be 2. This one would be 3. or actually before we set all the different variants, let's just go ahead and move this up, right? We would want number 2, this would be number 2 now, 3, 4, and 5. So let me just delete this and restart. So we would want this to system 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, perfect. We would want number 2 to be here. And let's edit these different things. So this one would be bike pedals, perfect. Now let's just edit this and bring this upwards so that this one is here. And then let's just do the same. Edit this and make this go here. Edit this and make this last one go like that. Okay. All right, so let's just edit the different ones. So this is a bike pedal. This is gonna be a person off, whatever that means. And again, you can, you don't need to add icons. You can just do like, you can do different types of images if you want. Person, pin, circle. Okay. So we have variant 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, and we have 5. And what I want to do is I want to put this in here, in the middle, and leave it at this size. And maybe we have to even increase the size of everything. Just leave it like this. Let's just test it out to see how this looks like. So if we put this downwards, let's put this outside of the hero stack, perfect. And then we want to duplicate this and put this into one stack. So add stack. And this is going to be called the scroll area, right? This is going to be left, this is going to be right. This one is going to be fill. This one is also going to be fill. And we can make these like Barlow and white, so that it kind of matches with the title. Let's give it a transform of uppercase. And now what we can do is we can just go ahead and add these different texts. So it's going to look differently. So we're going to delete this. We're not going to make this space between. We're going to make this centered. And we're going to put another text to it. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So 0, 1. This is the title. This is the description. So semi-bold, 16 enter. 16 enter. This is going to be, what is this? Barlow semi-bold 64. So let's put this Barlow semi-bold 46. And let's make this all caps. Let's put everything left aligned. And we're going to have to adjust the padding. Well, I kind of like it. Well, like this is good. So let's just adjust the padding here to be, well, not really. Not this one. Let's put this into a stack. And let's make this end. Now let's put this centered. And then the stack can be set to fill with fill height. And then give this a padding of like 60. And we can set this to white. We can set this to like off-white. And this can be not blue, but like this. And we want this color to be just like this one. And maybe this 01 can be the blue. So let's just do it like that. Perfect. And then we got something looking pretty cool. I mean, this can obviously look a little bit better, in my opinion. And we can remove this color from here. Go back home. And edit this a bit. And if you scroll down, it looks like this. It's looking great. All right, so now what we want to do is that we want this to scroll in from the left, and we want to have more of these. So we have this left one, and then we want this right one, and then we need more of these sections, right? So if I were to duplicate this 5 times and then add a stack to these 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, add a stack that's going downwards, it would look like this. And then we can make this go to the top, and this is basically how we would do that sticky effect. So this would be the scroll, this would be the left, this would be the right, and each one of these are the different stacks. And actually, let's remove this gap from here. And for the phone, what we can do is we can just, well, we'll have to see how we do that later. But this is basically how we do it. And then for the left, we can make this set to sticky. And then this scroll has to be overflow visible. So every time you do like a sticky animation, all of the overflows of the parent layers over the parent stacks have to be set to visible. So we already got this. Now, how can we make this in a way that works? Let's remove this gap from here. Let's make this hero height set to the viewport. Let's make this height set to the viewport. And let's make all of these as well height viewport. So if I were to press play, it would kind of look just like this. And now we want this to come from the left. So that means that we need like some type of scroll animation, scroll effect. I'm gonna put scroll, I don't know if it's animation. Let's see, layer in view, fade in. No, I think it's not like that. Let's see how it reacts in the Chrome. Okay, it reacts with the scroll. So let's go back here and put like effect, scroll transform on scroll, or layer in view. No, it's on scroll from, let's put one here. And then let's put offset X. Something like this. Yeah. To this. Okay. Okay, it takes a little bit longer. So on scroll now. Layer in view from this to this. Let's see if this works. Yeah, this works. Perfect. So it's the layer in view. So that's working fine. And then what we can do is set these different scroll sections. So each one is going to be their own scroll section, and this variant is going to change. It's going to animate while the different scroll section comes. So going over here, let's go here. Let's make this scroll section 1. Let's give this a scroll section 2. Let's give this a scroll section 3. And again here, 4, 5. I would really like this to be larger, but we can do that later. So let's do transform or affect scroll variant, section and view, boom, replay yes from set to section number 1. Okay, so for this one we don't need a scroll. Okay, so from section number 2, okay, when it's in the middle of section number 2 to scroll to, okay, perfect, now I understand. So this one would be 3, 3, this one would be 4, 4, and this last one would be 5, 5. And let's see how that works. Perfect. So that's exactly how we would do it. Again, we'd have to make sure that everything here is working fine. As you can see, this one had to go a little bit upwards. But yeah, basically this would be the way of how to achieve this. So, and this is also done with with the heights set to viewport, right? Now let's add some of this nice little effect that you see here. And I want to see how this looks like in the phone. So if I were to go downwards, okay, no, this is not the one. This is it. Okay, so this stays stuck to the top and then it goes like to the bottom. Interesting. Okay, we can do that. All right, so I'm gonna go back here, and what were we gonna do? We were going to test this out really quick and do these different gradients on the top and bottom. So it would basically go at the top of this right one and would stay sticked. Okay, so how would we do that? Let me think. We need a rectangle frame like this. Let's set it to be the color of the background, and let's give it a gradient that is going from black to black and 0%. And let's put this gradient, if I find it, on the top of this one. And let's make this not relative, let's make it sticky. Or let's make it fixed. It's not possible. Okay. How about absolute? Oh. Let's make it absolute for now. I want to see how it looks like. I don't think it's gonna work. No. It has to be stick. So let's just do that. Let's make it sticky. And let's give it a higher index. Let's give all of these a lower Z index. This one should be higher. 1. And it's still not working. Oh, I think it's not working because this is not set to overflow visible. So let's try again, and now you can see it perfect and sticky, perfect. Now what we want to do is we want to duplicate this, and does it happen to everyone? Yeah, right? It stays like sticky. And going like this. So we would have to kind of just trying to think how we do this. If it would be a wise idea to just put this in here and this in here as well. Set this to overflow visible, sticky, sticky, and no, this bottom one doesn't make sense. The top one makes sense. Well, I mean, what we can do is just delete these, duplicate them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make sure to rename these. 3, oops, 4, and 5. And let's see. So there should be some gradient here as well. So it works like this, but not coming in from the bottom. So what I can do is just duplicate this, bring this underneath, and then what happens if I flip it 180 and it stays sticky? And then I just delete these again, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. And this looks nice as well. All right, let's just rename the text. Maybe we come with a solution at the end. Again, I'm gonna, edit the design a little bit in the remix link, so you guys can check that out. 4, 5, and for this one, I'm gonna make it go like this. So let's scroll downwards, and this shouldn't be set to viewport. This should be like a fit content type of situation. And then like this, perfect. That looks more like it. And I want to see it for the tablet. Yeah, this looks good. Okay. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it with the whole tutorial. Obviously you can design it as however you want, but basically for the animation, that's basically how you would tackle it, right? So you have 0 to 0, 5, and then at the end the section changes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you need any more help, or if you have any more questions, or if you have any referrals to other types of projects that I can build. Please let me know. I'd be more than happy to see that. All right, Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.